The Hermes controversy has only become more messy. What began as rumors about dubious manufacturers has now erupted into a full-scale celebrity reckoning.
I'm not making excuses anymore on this channel. I have done so, I've made excuses for them, but I'm not making excuses anymore. It's quite evident I'm being treated like crap. But you know, I'm a fighter anyway. So I hope tomorrow that I wake up feeling better.
It requires a lot of skill to turn it and get it in the right way.
Il y a des bouchées, des bacs plus 4, 5, 6.
It's an absolute joke. I don't get this treatment anywhere else. So hurtful. So wrong.
In China, it's no longer only about exorbitant price tags and covert warehouses. Kim Kardashian was not the only one reportedly paid to assist in hiding Hermes's covert fraud, according to recent accusations. According to a former insider who says they had intimate contact with army supply chain executives, the company didn't simply create an empire by deceiving people. They also paid people to keep it safe.
The kind of terms that I would like it to ever be done. In everything I ever do, I feel like I'm honest. I feel like I couldn't lie for the life of me.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Your Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not a quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary and show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You gotta be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
Whether people believe me or not, that's their choice, whatever. Whether some people hate this video and some people think that I'm being salty, then whatever.
And it's said that some of Hollywood's biggest personalities were complicit. The world of fashion is reeling. Secrecy has always been essential to luxury. However, if these fresh charges are accurate, the curtain is finally coming down. The fashion industry is being rocked by the revelations of the whistleblower, who is allegedly a former Hermes supply chain strategist with first-hand knowledge of third-party vendor arrangements. Their assertion:
I have a lot of respect for the origins of Hermes. I have a lot of respect for where Hermes originated from, the equestrian.
Got a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
In Italy, made in China. Or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way. I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Because I feel like there is absolutely no measure of quality in any luxury house as to what Hermes produces in their items. I needed to sit down and film this video because I feel like my voice hasn't been heard and there's just been absolutely no consideration for how I might be feeling.
For years, Hermes has contracted with manufacturers in China and Southeast Asia to produce its most recognizable items, such as the renowned Birkin bag. The whistleblower claims that even though the bags are advertised as being handcrafted in France, most of the labor is really completed elsewhere, and the items are then returned to France for a few small adjustments that are necessary to maintain the luxury label. They explained a meticulously controlled supply chain that depends on confidentiality agreements and subcontractors.
And why I also think it's pretty unfair on their part to have no consideration for how I might be feeling. Let's just start off with a quick recap. There's no point me just saying Hermes in general because I feel like not every store is going to be the same.
De l'entrée, où on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce. Je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon bah je fais toujours ce même geste et je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier et pas des tâches.
And then I got up the courage. I felt intimidated that I just felt scared of going, and then one day
To conceal the truth, employees are purportedly paid pennies on the dollar, yet consumers are billed tens of thousands for a subpar product. However, that isn't even the most explosive aspect. When the whistleblower disclosed how Hermes reportedly maintained the illusion using celebrity distraction rather than public relations, the true fire began. Luxury has always been linked to Kim Kardashian, one of the most well-known representatives of the Hermes style. She has dazzled with her stunning handbag closet tours and flaunted personalized crocodile Birkins on Instagram. However, visibility now has a very different connotation.
Well, not really one day. I gave birth to my daughter at the end of 2016, and then a few months into 2017, I was like, you know what? Surely I can get enough courage up to go into the local Hermès store. Actually, it brings... How stupid is this? I feel like I want to cry.
This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
Have you all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the product to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
I was part, I was appreciated by the house, that I was appreciated by that store. That's how she made me feel. She passed me on to someone else who was really great as well. She was a lovely lady, but...
The whistleblower claims that Kim was involved in the scheme and wasn't just a fan. They asserted that Kim's crew would abruptly publish Hermes content, such as a Birkin reveal, a red carpet event, or a video tour of her handbag wall, during times of internal stress, such as when labor breaches or leaked production footage threatened to go viral. Allegedly, each post was timed to divert attention away from the incident and toward exclusivity and glitz. The whistleblower's suggestion that these appearances were orchestrated is even more incriminating.
It all started with her making me feel comfortable to go into the store. Let me just say, I've had another child since that, and I didn't have postnatal depression again. I've overcome that, and I feel very proud.
With Hermes marketing teams and connected to agreements for payment known as collaboration fees, that is not just sponsored posts, but also deliberate image washing. Although Kim's team has not yet responded to the allegations in public, the internet has already made its own judgments, because it would be complicity rather than influence if Kim was supposedly assisting Hermes in controlling its story. The leaker brought a list with them, so they didn't just stop at Kim Kardashian. They believe that Beyoncé and Rihanna were among the other well-known celebrities who were enlisted in Hermes' purported plan. Indeed, Hermes may have maintained its impeccable reputation while discreetly outsourcing production behind the scenes thanks to two of the most potent, untouchable forces in music and fashion. According to the accusations, Beyoncé and Rihanna's public appearances with Hermes items, such as high-profile paparazzi photos, magazine covers, and red carpet moments, were not merely personal style decisions. Rather, they were reportedly planned to coincide with company crises. According to one report, Beyoncé made a rare appearance in a Birkin during a vacation to London. Another mentions the viral moment Rihanna had outside a restaurant in Los Angeles while carrying a neon pink Birkin a few days after whistleblower films started subtly making the rounds on specialized TikTok accounts. Although neither artist has officially commented, the charges have caused a fashion frenzy, according to the whistleblower, who claims that these weren't coincidences, but rather counter-programming. Reddit forums and influencer watchdog pages on Twitter, because the system was based on star power stage exclusivity and silence. It indicates that the cover-up was significant, if even these icons were looped in. Social media wasn't only a component of the plan. It was purportedly the main weapon. According to the whistleblower, Hermes didn't use conventional advertisements or billboards to influence public opinion. Rather, they created an unseen public relations apparatus that was fueled by celebrities and influencers who strategically placed TikTok ads, Instagram posts, and luxury lifestyle content to take over the feed whenever a controversy occurred. It wasn't a coincidence. Hermes purportedly had a strategy playbook, according to internal documents that were leaked. According to reports, one portion outlined escalation levels and correlated them with social media interventions. A Chinese production scandal gave the influencer team a call. A TikTok leak exposing low-wage workers turn on the A-list closet leaks. The post's glossiness increases with the severity of the accusation. Several influencers are coming out to acknowledge that they were encouraged to highlight Hermes partnerships during particular weeks without providing an explanation. Others have gone silent, archiving previous content and shutting off comments. What's even more concerning is the discussion of NDAs linked directly to sensitive brand cycles, which implies Hermes didn't only schedule social media around crises, but also legally obligated authors to safeguard it. The internet is watching now that the curtain is being pulled back, and it's not only wondering who is paid, it's also wondering who kept silent and why Hermes isn't simply fighting rumors anymore. It is now battling actual lawsuits. A California class action lawsuit is gathering traction. Furthermore, it goes beyond simply accusing Hermes of poor branding. According to the report, the business has been breaking U.S. antitrust rules for years by reportedly forcing clients to buy other products in order to be eligible to receive a Birkin bag. Yes, you heard correctly. The lawsuit contends that in order to be considered for the list, you had to establish a purchasing history that included purchases of shoes, scarves, jewelry, perfumes, and other items, sometimes totaling tens of thousands of dollars. Now that the brand's French-made claims are being contested, plaintiffs are piling on the fraud allegations.